Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, we must always try to maintain a civilized demeanor at all times, because the moment we deviate from that civilized tone, then we revert to some form of bestiality. And this really is one of the key reasons, some of the key reasons why people shun Nnamdi Kanu is the foul-mouthed abuse, the crass shouting and pronouncements, the lies telling, all just screaming and shouting and just making up stories. These are some of the reasons why people turn their back against Nnamdi Kanu and just dismiss him as just a loudmouth and an empty head. Guys, I bring you this. Nnamdi Kanu clears air on threatening, insulting Obi of Onitsha. So now Nnamdi Kanu again, and he's always in this territory that we find his name, picking a quarrel, shouting abuse, calling people a fulefu, idiots and bastards, etc., and just making up lies, where's Oshibanjo, shallow grave, silicon, all the usual nonsense. So this is where we find Kanu in most instances with the nonsensities of life, just empty head shouting. So the Obi of Onitsha, of course, one of the premier stools within the Nigerian state. You don't mention kings in the Nigerian land without mentioning the Obi of Onitsha in your first breath. Obi of Onitsha is an ancient stool, and anybody that is sitting on that stool is not that individual that you are referencing as the Obi of Onitsha, but it is the ancestry of that stool, its significance and its resonance. So this is the stool is just equivalent to the Ooni of Ife. When you say the Ooni of Ife, you are not referring to the Oba that is in situation, you are referring to the stool. So now this guy now, emboldened by the following that he has amongst the elements that chant his praise, he again charges to abuse another senior person within the Nigerian landscape, as again Nnamdi Kanu clears air on threatening and insulting the Obi of Onitsha. So now let's now find out how he justifies this. Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, on Saturday denied threatening the Obi of Onitsha, Igwe Alfred Achebe. Kanu said contrary to rumors, he never insulted the Obi of Onitsha. Following the Onitsha Ado security outfit formation, Kanu was accused of insulting and threatening the monarch. However, Kanu explained that he only advised the monarch not to allow himself and his newly formed security outfit to be used by Fulani Janjaweeds in Abuja to fight the Eastern Security Network ESN and IPOB. Kanu made the explanation in a statement signed by the IPOB spokesman, Emma Powerful. The statement reads, "The attention of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB has been drawn to the activities of mischief makers who are twisting the response of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to the recent statement made by our revered Obi of Onitsha, His Royal Highness Igwe Alfred Achebe, concerning the formation of Onitsha Ado security outfit. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, never threatened Obi Alfred Achebe or his security outfit, but only advised the revered monarch not to allow himself or his newly formed security outfit to be used by Fulani Janjaweeds in Abuja to fight ESN and IPOB. IPOB leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never insulted the Obi of Onitsha as being mischievously misconstrued by these devious characters and traitors in our land. They only want to twist facts for a piece of bread and crumbs from the caliphate. The fact remains that our leader Kanu has enormous respect for the Obi of Onitsha and holds him in high esteem. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, supports every genuine security outfit set up to protect our land and forest and secure our mothers, wives, and sisters from the incessant rapes and killings by the Fulani terrorists. But any security outfit set up to attack ESN cannot be allowed to exist. All Biafrans, both home and abroad, must support ESN security outfits. We are aware that some unscrupulous individuals and groups, including traitors, are trying to use Onitsha Ado vigilante to create confusion in our land. Communities are free to form their own vigilante to protect their villages and towns from the Fulani terrorist attacks. But any vigilante group set up to undermine or sabotage IPOB and ESN will end in disgrace. May we reiterate that we are not against any village vigilante or market vigilante group, but if it works against ESN personnel, it will surely end in disaster. So there you have it now. What purports to be a clarification from Nnamdi Kanu. It's just a funny thing, you know, because the Obi Of Onitsha should be somebody that sits above and really outside of Nnamdi Kanu's reach and reference. So Nnamdi Kanu should not, because this guy now is feeling really emboldened by this is a IPOP project, because he has this following, and this following, however large they are, however much their numbers are, this following are a unitary digit, because the people that are following Nnamdi Kanu, if you do an analysis of the people that do follow Nnamdi Kanu, like for like, they are more or less the same sort of person. They are mainly artisans, people of a limited education, people who have been repressed and oppressed, but don't have the capacity and the ability to fully express their frustration, and they have found a voice within that Nnamdi Kanu narrative. So it's the lower classes effectively within the Igbo structure, mainly artisans, mainly male, mainly people who feel aggrieved against the Nigerian society or any society, even their own immediate society. So there are usually these elements, and if you ever hear an IPOP supporter speak or say anything, then you will immediately identify what I am saying. They are one singularity, because if you listen to 1,000 IPOP members make pronouncements, pretty much word for word, everything that they have to say is pretty much the same. They say it in the same voice, they say it with the same aggression, they infuse a lot of abuse just to mimic their leader, because that is the language that their leader speaks, aggression and abuse. And of course they try to replicate this in their own video outputs on Facebook, etc. So it's the usual language from the usual quarters, and it is just one singularity is effectively what I'm looking to land on. So there are no intellectuals that are backing the IPOB movement. There's no known names in the IPOB movement. There's nobody of gravitas, of a texture, of real weight that is within the IPOB movement. It's just really Nnamdi Kanu and these elements that he has gathered behind him. So this is what is emboldening him, and these are elements, by the way, they constitute a significant number, not just within the Igbo race, but within every society, because elements like the elements that follow Nnamdi Kanu, they are mainly the majority in any society. People who feel hard done by, people who feel repressed and oppressed, people who feel taken advantage of, the downtrodden. The downtrodden are the vast majority in every society, and these are the people that Nnamdi Kanu calls to. So as I'm saying, no matter how much their numbers are, there's still just one single unit. So he's speaking to this single unit now, and is looking at the mass of the numbers of the unit that he has gathered behind him, and is feeling emboldened by the size of them. But the size of them is not really what counts as weight, but the voice, the tonality, the sphere of influence, the impact that these people have. So the impact that the IPOB followers have is effectively like a violent potency. They have no potency beyond a violence potency, and that violence potency is still a singularity. So Nnamdi Kanu should do well to caution himself, especially the people that he speaks to. He can throw all manners of abuse at the Fulanis. They have it coming, and really abuse is the least that anybody can throw in that direction. But when it starts coming into quarters like the Yoruba quarters, like the senior monarchies within Igbo land, then is now treading on very thin ice. Conversations in the comment section, the abusive language of Nnamdi Kanu, his aggression and abuse is now pointing it in the direction of the Obi of Onitsha. What says you? Come share thought. But before you come into the comment section to engage, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, Nnamdi Kanu and his tone and texture is the subject. What says you? So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.